Hey guys, sorry,
We're uploading this one. We're making this one a little later than the last video since you know the last video was on a bit of a crunch. So yeah.
welcome to summer.
Welcome to our welcome to our 5th video in the summer Kirby Marathon.
Today's video. Today's video is guessed by the music. It's Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
You could probably also guess from the title of the video. And the fact that we said it in the last video. But yeah.
Oh, this is that's good.
So, what do you know about pre-release?
The game is a collaborative. So, weirdly enough, a collaborative effort between Hell Laboratory, Flagship, and DIMS. Capcom subsidiary Flagship. It was responsible for the main planning. DIMS was in charge of programming, design, and sound, and while Hell Laboratory provided artwork and debugging services. The composers are from America. With some tracks are reserved from Nightmare and Dreamland. That's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
so that's what we have.
Well, the game was released. The game was released on April 15th, 2004, in Japan, and July 2nd, 2004, or in Europe. October 18th, 2004, or North America, and in December 2004, or in Australia. Yeah, there isn't really a just kind of some point in December it came out in Australia.
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Japan, and the game was called in Japan the game was called Kirby of the Stars, the Great Labyrinth of the Mirror,
which is a fitting game, which is a fitting title. But we'll get into that in a minute. But first, let's talk about the game's story.
All right. Well, what is the story? Well, the story.
So basically, there's this magic mirror. There's a parallel universe called the Mirror World, and a mirror-like entrance exists high in the skies of Dreamland. It is a world where any wish reflected in the mirror will come true. One day, however, it copies evil, but only copies evil minds, and rapidly changes the world into a world of evil as a result. Meta Knight notices this and recognizes it as a threat to not only the mirror world itself, but also his native Dreamland, and visits the mirror world to save both worlds. Meanwhile, Kirby's taking a walk when Dark Meta Knight, an evil mirror world version of Meta Knight, appears. Before Kirby can react, Dark Meta Knight slices Kirby into 4 differently colored Kirbys. At this point, the Kirbys have to share the same warp star Kirby normally travels alone, but if his cell phone is working, he can call his friends and they'll help him. 4 Kirbys chase after the Dark Meta Knight and enter the mirror world.
Okay.
Well, they don't enter the mirror world until the end of the game. But yeah. Basically Dark Meta Knight also traps Meta Knight in the mirror.
You might have noticed something. Yeah, that's quite a different story for Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice by that story,
King Dedede is not in this game.
Yeah, that's weird. This game is actually very different from other mainline games.
Yeah.
Games. So let's get into that, shall we? Also, how did you first experience the game?
Well, I got it on the virtual console.
I'm pretty sure we bought it from. Pretty sure I bought it. You bought it at a disc traders. You bought it at our local disc traders. It is. I think I'm pretty sure the game was like $15. When you ate it there, you didn't really know how to. You didn't really play it much.
I know.
Yeah, didn't you play on someone's playing an already completed save file?
Yeah.
And then I decided to buy the game on the Wii U Virtual Console. where Alex surprisingly unlike the games we bought at that date, he actually finished with it in a reasonable time.
Yeah.
Instead of taking a year to get to them.
But anyways, that's basically all we have to say in that regard.
So
Now, let's talk about how the gameplay changed.
well, this is
The first song we used, by the way, was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror intro stage remix by Rocket Knight Phantom.
Mhm.
The song we're using right now is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Peppermint Palace remix by Blake Shoemaker.
Yeah. So, this is not your average Kirby.
When you think Kirby, you think of a linear game with and where you go level by level or reach the end goal or eventually fight the boss at the end of each world. Well, we have end goals and bosses, but the difference is in the game's structure.
It's
Open-ended.
It's a Metroidvania.
It's a completely open-ended Metroidvania Kirby game.
Yeah, that's it. You can find things at your own leisure,
Or in any order you wish.
This is they haven't, and this is the only game that's attempted something like that.
Pretty crazy if you really think about it. So yeah, it does still have end goals because as among the branching paths, sometimes you'll be unable to go back unless you warp to the starting area. And at the end of these paths, and at the end of any path that doesn't end with a boss battle, if it doesn't loop back to the main area, it ends in a goal over, where you get to play a mini game for free and 1-ups.
So because of this structure, we're going to be talking about abilities right now because,
well, there's not very many.
Yeah, we have.
Well, there's plenty of abilities in the game, but not very many we haven't covered. First, we get an honorable mention of Cook. It's basically a better Crash Kirby. Instead of just killing the enemies, it turns them into healing items. Next, we have Cupid, which sucks.
Oh, what does it do? You fly around.
You fly around slowly instead of
arrows.
hovering, and you could shoot pathetic arrows that
they don't do much damage.
They don't do much damage at all.
It sucks.
You also can't aim them very well.
Would you rate it?
I'm rating it a 4.
Did this ever return?
I believe it returned earned in a certain DS game that we're covering later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hasn't returned since then.
Yeah. Next up is
Mini Kirby.
It's used for puzzles. You shrink down and
you can fit into tight spaces. The goal here is to be careful and not lose it, or you'll have to go back.
I'm like, yeah, this is
I mean, yeah, it only exists as an intentional handicap.
Yep.
So,
would you rate it?
I'm not even rating this one.
It's stupid.
It doesn't give you any special though.
Next we have
next we have Missile in its normal state. We already technically covered this in Canvas Curse, but
this was its
actual first appearance.
Missile. So what does it do?
Missile turns Kirby into a near invincible missile, obviously, that can shoot through, that can destroy white blocks and on contact, and will blow up when you collide with a wall or enemy.
Yeah,
with walls or hazards.
It can be a little.
It can be a little awkward to control. It's super satisfying. I need to zoom past a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, this is that.
I'll give if Missile a 7.
And is that it?
No. We also forgot Magic.
Yeah.
Magic Kirby. He is.
Well, in this game,
it's a one-use ability that gives you one of 4 random effects, I believe. It either makes you invincible, turns enemies into 1-ups, turns enemies into food, or gives you a another random copy ability.
This is
And you can only get it from defeating the mini boss Boxy.
like I said, this ability it will be expanded on.
But yeah, that's
in the future.
But yeah, that's about
Rating for magic.
Magic. I'll give it. I'm not rating it. It doesn't give you anything special on its own. The same vein as mini.
So this game had so
anyways.
in total we only rated 2 abilities.
Let's get into the worlds and bosses.
Oh, this is
The song we're using here is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Nature Area Remix by Forever Kirby.
yeah. Well, the game has a whopping 9 worlds.
Even though 8 worlds and 10 different bosses technically.
Yeah.
11 if you count 11 or maybe even 12 if you count on all the phases the final boss.
But the first world is first. No, I should actually say area.
The first area
is Rainbow Road.
This one has no boss.
Yeah,
it serves solely as an area to scour for treasure and or access the other areas.
Yeah, you really need to rate this one.
Notably, you can only access the first 4 other areas through the Rainbow Road. If I remember correctly. For the latter 4 worlds, you have to find entrances to them within other worlds.
Yeah, this is
I'm probably wrong though, so hit me up in the comment section.
No. Yeah, this is Would it even be fair to rate this?
Yeah. Rainbow Route is your basic area. Think of it like Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. This is.
So yeah. I'll give it a 7. It's not particularly interesting, and it's a huge amalgam of things, but it's a good connector between all the worlds, and basically a necessity for a Metroidvania.
Yeah. So next this is an actual area.
Moonlight Mansion. It's a haunted mansion, an area. This is going to be it's listed. It's labeled as World 2, and assuming you're going by the way the game, and assuming you're going straight forward or without taking any detours or anything, and odds are this is the first world you're going to encounter.
And the boss here, this is Moonlight Mansion is.
I don't believe the game actually opens up until you make a bit of progress in Moonlight Mansion. Yeah. Moonlight Mansion's design typically it consists of various rooms and doors that you need to use copy abilities to reach. Okay, that sounds like basically every world. So notable. There's not really anything notable.
Here's the boss here.
There's not really anything super notable about how the way it'll structured. Some levels later on have notable design gimmicks, but
this one doesn't.
This one doesn't. And as far as I can think of.
And the boss here. Also, this is the boss here is King Golem.
It's basically Wispy Woods.
Wispy Woods might not be in the game,
but this is Wispy Woods.
This is just a version of. It's really easy.
Even looks like Wispy Woods.
No rating.
No, same rating as Wispy Woods.
Next up, Area 3. How would you rate Moonlight Mansion?
I'll rate Moonlight Mansion a 7. Same as Rainbow Route. I have no strong feelings towards it.
Area 3 is Cabbage Cavern.
This is what. All right. Cabbage Cavern is obviously a cave. So
It's
Hey, there's a lot of water in this area. Oh yeah. Yeah, funnily enough, this game actually has 2 water-based worlds. Cabbage Cavern being the first of those. And you actually access the second water-based world from Cabbage Cavern.
so. What do you have to say about this one?
I'm neutral to this world.
Yeah. And the boss here.
It's not particularly notable.
Have we covered the boss here?
The boss here is Mr. Moley. I don't believe we've covered him yet.
He it's a game of whack-a-mole.
He pops out of one of 6 holes in the arena. Sometimes he'll fake you out, make it seem like he's gonna pop out of one hole. Oh, but no, he'll pop out of another. And after he pops out of the hole, he'll just start throwing random junk at you.
Yeah, this is a. So, yeah, what would you rate Cabbage?
Very simple boss.
What would you rate Cabbage? What would you rate him?
Alright, Mr. Moley, a 7. Cabbage Cavern also gets a 7.
No, this ain't good for the world. Yeah, world so far ain't. Yeah, this ain't very good.
Next we get to Mustard
Oh,
Mountain.
fuck this place.
Mustard Mountain is my least favorite world in the game.
It's well,
I don't despise it, but
it's a mountain level.
it's mainly the amount of garbage they throw at you.
The boss is Krakow.
And the boss is Krakow, so...
They give you a really hard. You can take 2 different attacks to it.
One path gives you bomb, I believe, which completely breaks the fight.
And
The other one gives you a bunch of melee abilities.
No.
Yikes. But anyways, there's already Mustard Mountain's a 5.
Yeah.
Next we move on to Carrot Castle. Finally something interesting we can talk about. Oh, Carrot Castle is more of a it focuses even more on the maze aspect than the rest of the game.
Man, it's a castle.
And so you have to. There's a notable section where you have to go through cannon, and then depending on which cannon you pick, you'll end up collecting different items on the way to the boss. But there's also the signature or circle cannon room that a lot of Kirby games have.
Yeah.
You know, the one with the cannon that shoots in 8 directions, spins around the room, and you have to shoot at each entrance to check what's there. Dreamland, I believe Dreamland 2 didn't have one. Dreamland 3 has one, but we haven't ever covered that yet.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But yeah, this world is this world's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the boss here is a Mega Titan.
I'll give this world an 8.
Well, the boss.
The boss Mega Titan is.
It's
It may
pathetic.
be easy, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, you knock him in.
You knock him into the electricity.
Because you're as ability because Kirby can't
You can't
directly
damage
harm
him directly. I wonder if he can be damaged if you bring Spark.
I don't know.
We'll have to look that up.
So,
But yeah.
You rated an 8.
Yeah, I rated it an 8.
Area. Wow, we're already at Area 6.
Area 6 is Olive Ocean. You can only access Olive Ocean. You can, the easiest path to Olive Ocean is at the end of Cabbage Cavern. And so one of the warps
It's
there.
another water level.
This one has a few times where you have to kind of pick your path. No, that was Carrot Castle's thing.
Yeah. All Ocean has.
Olive Ocean, it's a water level.
Oh yeah, the boss here is Youth Stone.
It's pretty fun, boss. Surprisingly, yeah. I'm giving it a 9 purely on the basis that it's an enjoyable water
How
level.
about the boss?
Normally, the boss is a pretty fair, challenging fight.
And then Youth
I
Stone.
with Gobbler. So,
And Youth Stone.
and please let me explain the fight.
Yeah.
he'll jump around. He'll dash. This shark guy with the floaty.
Yeah.
He'll dash around the water, jump out of it, and summon little red sharks to jump out of the water too. And if you use stone, there's a reason they don't give you stone before this boss.
Oh yeah, if you have Smash Kirby, or if you have Smash Kirby.
Yeah, this is where Smash Kirby originated.
Yeah, just
So
so.
I used Smash Kirby in this game's arena mode, which we'll go over.
Get to that.
We'll get to that. And yeah, that happened.
Yeah, Stone utterly. What would you rate Gobbler?
So stone. Alright, so yeah, using stone. You see, for some reason, when you use stone on him, it drains his health in like a second and a half. Now, probably because you weren't meant to use stone on a stationary boss target underwater. Thus him being the only underwater boss, they probably didn't think to test using stone against him. That's my assumption as to why stone breaks the fight so easily.
Yeah, so. What would you rate a Gobbler?
All right, Gobbler. An 8.
Assuming you don't do that.
Assuming you don't cheese the fight with stone or smash.
Yeah, you rate this it's a 9?
Yeah. All right. Next world is Peppermint Palace, which you can access from Carrot Capsule.
Yeah, this is what do you have to say about this place?
Peppermint Palace. There's a lot of slopes and ice physics here.
Oh, yay, an ice level.
Yeah. There's also a lot of there's also a couple puzzles. Was where after you hit blocks, they block off a certain path to open up another one. So you have to figure out what order to hit the bomb blocks and which ones not to hit in order to find a path to the treasure or the goal. Or the boss. I'm not a huge fan of this, mainly because of the same reason as Mustard Mountain. There's too much going on.
Yeah, the boss here is Wiz.
Yeah. Wiz is unpredictable. Oh, it can be kind of annoying if you're trying to conserve your health.
Doesn't he give you Magician?
You can't inhale world bosses. What?
Fuck. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah. Basically, he pops out stuff like toy cars and enemies and something else out of his hat.
Yeah, this is a...
Pops things out of his hat. That's what he does.
What would you rate this fight?
I'll give him a 7.
What would you rate this world?
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, I can tell it's pretty annoying.
Yeah. It's more interesting than Mustard Mountain in my opinion, but... Oh, Radish Ruins is a really unique world.
So what is it?
So, the theme here is usually speed. Like you have to, like after you hit a switch, you have to hurry to get the switch opened or run away from a boulder that it spawns. So yeah, you gotta be on your toes here. And it's just really fun. And the boss here is Meta Knight, and he's just as cool of a boss as ever. So
Yeah.
that 10 still stays there, and once you know it, Radish Ruins also gets a 10. Well, also, may I note that it's not actually Meta Knight,
It's
but Dark Meta Knight taking on the color scheme of Meta Knight.
And yeah,
Which is confusing to me, but okay.
just 3 question marks for his name.
I don't know why.
So yeah, this world gets a 10.
Yeah, this world gets a 10, and so does the boss here.
And the final world,
The world is Candy Constellation.
Holy shit, look at the runtime.
Wow.
So, Candy Constellation. Candy Constellation is, well.
Yeah.
What do you have to
So, it's a space area. You can access it from Moonlight Mansion and Peppermint Palace, I
Is
believe.
this place really hard?
It's hard, but it's acceptable since it's the final world, obviously.
Yeah.
This place has more mini bosses concentrated in it than any other world.
And
I'm pretty sure there's like 4 or 5 mini bosses.
When you fight, and well, you might be surprised by the
And at the
end
end
boss.
of it, you fight Master Hand and Crazy Hand.
What?
That is super cool.
And oh yeah, beating.
Master Hand and Crazy Hand basically use some of their attacks from Smash, like the finger guns,
the hand,
the fist slam, the clapping, the grabbing.
Yeah, this is
It's super cool.
Master Hand and his fought as a mini boss.
Also like
And
2 or
of
3
course
times.
inhaling it.
And of course inhaling it gives you Smash. You can't inhale the world boss version.
Yeah. Also, Alex utterly wrecked them.
I'm with UFO.
Yeah, UFO was in this game.
and destroys Master Hand and Crazy Hand if you manage to get it to that fight.
You know, maybe that's why UFO never didn't return in modern games.
It's so unbelievably broken.
Yeah, that's why Robobot has it as a bonus.
Yeah.
So, what would you rate this the boss?
Only the boss a definite 10. Candy Constellation itself, that gets a 9.
So, wow, that's
In terms of world design, the
in the game. Game's seems to be a bit of a mixed bag.
it's mostly good, the average.
Yeah, this is.
It's mostly okay.
Yeah.
In a lot of times. With the exception of notably Carrot Castle, Radish Ruin and Ruins of Candy Constellation, in my opinion, and on the better end,
And
on the worst end we have Mustard Mountain.
And on the average end.
On the worst end you have Mustard Mountain, Peppermint Palace to a lesser degree, and
Yeah.
on the average end we have the other 4 worlds.
Yeah, that's that's very.
2 not very, 2 annoying, 4 average, and 3 good.
Yeah. That's a bit of a weird balance. So,
No, but the good does outweigh the bad.
yeah, let's talk about what kind of extras are in the game.
Well, we're talking about that before the final boss? Okay.
Yeah, we usually.
Well, we didn't last time, but okay.
That's because there weren't any extras.
Oh, yeah.
So, what you're listening to.
Right now, you're listening to bonus track, Carrot Castle, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Arranged, by Pixel T.
So, what extras are there?
Now, there's 3 mini games.
There's.
First, there's Speed Eaters. No, here's where you have to be the first one to press press the button, and after the platter opens, in order to inhale more apples to fill up Kirby's fullness meter. Whoever's meter gets filled first wins the game. But beware, you gotta have a quick reaction time because sometimes there will be a bomb and there will be bombs under the platter instead of apples. Inhaling those will force you will not only not net you any points, but will force you to skip the next round. So yeah, I'll rate this mini game. I'll go to 6. Not much substance to it. It's basically the equivalent of Quick Draw.
Yeah. Next mini game.
No, next mini game is Crackety Hack. You have to press the button at the right time. I'm to charge up 4 full bars, and okay, you have to charge up these energy bars, not like the food. Okay, so this vertical bar appears in the corner of the screen.
Yes.
And you gotta press it when it's as close to the peak as possible, when the energy builds up to the closest.
So isn't this like Megaton Punch?
Yeah.
And you got I'll go the farthest.
Yeah. The person to crack the largest hole in the planet wins.
Yeah,
Hey, I thought Kirby was supposed to be saving Popstar, not breaking it in half.
Oh wait, this isn't Popstar.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
it probably is.
and then the next one is.
This one's definitely a 10. This one's a load of fun. Also, after you fill out the energy bar, you have to try to align the crosshairs the best you can.
And the last one is what even is this? This one.
Yeah, the last one.
Kirby's Wave Ride.
Yeah, it's Kirby Wave Ride.
Yeah, they still couldn't let go of
the idea of Kirby riding a Warp Star.
Pretty sure Kirby Air Ride came out before, the year before this.
Either way, this one's super fun. Fun too. Basically, you press A to jump, and you're supposed to slide up these waves, and the closer to the peak of the wave you jump, but don't jump at the exact peak or you won't gain any speed. And if you jump and don't successfully ride any waves, you won't gain speed at all. But yeah, if you time your jump just right, you'll get a speed boost. It's really fun to chain together a lot of them. You passed everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one also gets a 10.
Yeah. So now on to the final boss.
So now on to the final boss.
Do you make it to the mirror realm? When you encounter a Dark Meta Knight. Meta Knight?
No. The real Meta Knight shows up and glares at him and pointing his sword at him. And then, causing this guy's color disguise to break and reveal his true shadowy form.
Dark Meta Knight.
Dark Meta Knight.
It is. Dark Meta Knight.
It's basically like the Meta Knight fight, except even harder.
Yeah,
he now has 2 attacks. He'll
shoot a tornado.
He'll shoot a tornado, which I swear in the boss endurance version of this fight is unavoidable unless you know it's coming and then decide to fly behind him before he shoots it off, which can be really difficult to read. So the boss endurance fight version of this fight is
talk about boss endurance.
It's kind of I know we talk about it. Oh yeah, that's also an extra. Basically, you fight all the bosses in a row.
Yeah.
That's not really anything special. Yeah. The version of this fight is obnoxious, but the regular version, and thankfully, in my experiences, the tornado always stops before it reaches the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
And so you have to run on the opposite side to avoid it. The other new attack he has is firing in sonic cut waves from his sword.
Yeah.
We're recording a video. It'll be over in a minute. Okay, so anyways, the next. Okay, so after you.
Rate this fight.
Anyways, okay, I rate this fight a 10. We're recording a video. We will in a minute. Okay. I can't whisper into a YouTube video. This is
your voice. Just talk like this.
Then you think they can hear you over the music? No.
Just.
So, anyways, after you beat Dark Meta Knight, a vortex will show up, sucking in Kirby, any other multicolored Kirbys that may be there. Oh, also quick rundown of a couple gameplay mechanics I missed. Sometimes Shadow Kirby will appear, and if you hit him, he'll drop off either a maximum tomato or an invisibility candy.
And the game's key central feature,
or depending on how charged your cell phone is, you can call other Kirbys.
Yeah, Kirby has a cell phone.
Don't question it. I'm pretty sure it was a thing since Kirby 64.
Kirby has a
It was
cell.
only ever acknowledged in 2 games, but I don't know.
Kirby has a stuff. Anyways, as you go, Kirby gets sucked into a vortex.
And then the last one throws his sword into the vortex. And Kirby finally gets to wield the sword of King Dedede defeat. Galaxia. The Master Sword. What?
Okay, I guess this is before Galaxia.
It's before Galaxia had a name. So, picking up the sword will give you Master Kirby.
Yeah, it's
it's kind of like sword. It has the basic the attack of sword. It has swords 2 attacks. Swords 3 attacks. In the down sweep, the basic slash, and the air spin. But you also have an uppercut type thrust.
Yeah.
Also, I thrust the sword directly above you. A charged thrust. And that's it. Yeah. You also have those 2 moves. So you have 5 different moves at your disposal with Master Kirby. Or you also have a drill dash.
Yeah.
Dash in midair.
Yeah.
So yeah, you double the moveset you had with sword.
So what would you rate it?
I'll go to 10. Anyways, as for the final boss, Dark Mind.
Yeah, this thing comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. The first phase, he'll kind of shoot stars at you. You'll have to attack him. Pretty easy. If you attack the mirror circling around him, he'll disappear and respawn and reappear on another part of the arena, interrupting your chance to attack.
This thing has a lot of. You fight this thing a couple times.
There's a bit more added to the fight each time. Like 3 times, as I believe, with a mini game area in between each fight. Then we get to the final form. Because this giant eyeball thing that can fire lasers, there's spin mirrors around himself at a rapid pace, and he can reverse and he can flip the screen. After you beat him in this form, then you go into the final form, which is a shoot off up in the warp or in the style of the game's ending mini game.
Alex said this wasn't too hard.
Yeah. Proceeded to die a million times on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, his only attacks here are shooting stars at you and dashing down to the bottom of the screen.
And after you drain his health, the credits
start rolling,
and he's still not dead.
He's still not dead. He continues shooting at you. Yeah. But you can't die at this point.
It's this is pretty much how many times you hit him.
And a counter shows up counting how many times you hit him and what the credits played.
And after the credits, he explodes.
After the credits, because you hit him in a few more times, and the final hit it gives you 30 points instead of 1. Unless he explodes.
So the Dark Mind is destroyed. The mirror world.
Always saved. And Shadow Kirby. He leads the 4 Kirbys he's through the mirror all at once, where they rejoin as one as they enter back into their own reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, Shadow Kirby remains to watch over the mirror or protect the mirror world.
Yeah, that's that's the game.
Yeah.
So let's get into the points. So let's get into the score orders.
So first we gotta rank a Dark Matter. Dark Mind. 10, obviously. Oh, also this remix was called Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Dark Mind's Final Form Ducking Remix by Ducking.
Oh. So let's end this.
This is the same song as the intro song.
Let's get
which is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror intro stage remixed by Rocket Knight Phantom.
Let's get into the score, or shall we? Gameplay.
10. This is honestly, it's so fun to go through. This is to have a Kirby Metroidvania. It's such a unique experience. It's just so cool.
I mean, oh yeah, well, the game was also meant to have a focus on multiplayer.
Where 4 people can be playing on their own console and interact with each other. And
If you're
so if you're playing on a virtual console, you're stuck with dumb AI.
well,
Which
there was
mostly
actually a
worked.
revision. There was a revision, and they fixed it, but
I fixed a certain error, but
the version when it was
the version on the Wii and on at least North American virtual console isn't that version.
yeah, that's
So this error in Mustard Mountain where
you're supposed to
we're supposed to have multiple Kirbys in hail at the same time. I'm to move a giant stone bone.
not only for.
But it won't budge if one Kirby's inhaling. But because of the small platform next to it, your allies refuse to start inhaling.
Oh my god.
So you can't move it unless you know this little exploit where you bring an ability that shakes the screen like Stone or Hammer. Which causes the block to slowly inch in the direction it's meant to go. Or every time you shake the screen. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what you mean.
Thank God for this.
Anyways, as for music,
That's for music. Definitely a 10. This game has some really iconic music tracks.
even if some of it is reused.
Yeah, it's just great. I don't think any of it's reused. It's not. Also, it doesn't sound reused from Nightmare on Dreamland.
Well, remixes of old themes.
And some other remixes of old themes. I just love this game's soundtrack too.
So
And finally, the final verdict on the game.
what's the final score?
Absolutely a 10. I've had so much fun with this game.
It's one of a kind.
Yeah, it's probably the most unique main series Kirby game out there. It's not structured like any of the other games.
Also, you can have spray paint.
Also, you go into the menu on the file select, you can change Kirby's color.
That's neat. And I didn't mention this until now, but this was actually the last Kirby game
And Masahiro Sakurai worked on it.
I was involved in.
Yeah.
And so I called this Sakurai's finest hour.
Yep.
Or
As it really was his.
this was his
This was. Yeah, I just
Sakurai's swan song.
On its farewell of the Kirby series, at least in terms of his involvement with it.
Next up on.
And honestly, I think he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
So
Next up on Summer of Kirby, we'll see you on the 30th.
After Kirby in the Rainbow Curse.
This will be that'll be an interesting one. So with that being said, I'm Nozarin.
And I'm Emery, and bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video.
Yeet.